my predictions. Like
Victoria's losing herself here. Victoria's losing herself.
I don't know. He would have picked Chamber. This changes everything.
You know what's great about this? Is that the
क्या हाल
coaching
है
staff have sat down probably with the players and gone, hey, what are you most comfortable with? What really fits with you? Because right now, what we put up on the board was a little bit of luck that we were able to win that last match. So now you jump into Lotus. What do you think you can get the job done with? Laz probably raises his hand and goes, yeah, I think I can do this with a Chamber. All right, do it.
Honestly, this changes so much. I mean, Paper Thin was like, go nuts about this too. This was his wish. Both of you guys' dreams are coming true for both of you guys. Live on the Chamber could really change the game, even though this is Team Secret's map pick, Lotus. All right, we are ready to go for the first series of today. Team Secret versus Zeta. We're going to go over to our casters. Paper Thin, how excited are you?
Namaste Kunal.
Thank you very much, Victoria. Just go to Tasteless. I mean, this map, Vito, I think it looks great, but of course, Paper Thin with his prediction so far, and now this Chamber pick. How are you feeling?
Yes!
Oh my God!
So excited. I mean, look, this is the agent that made Laz. This is the agent that he showcased to the world last year that made him such a dominant force. That really helped bring Zeta. It wasn't just that. 10's race was actually part of it too, so I don't mind that we're seeing a return to that somewhat.
I feel Secret wins this, guys.
Beyond thrilled right now. I love we've got Neon for Depp as well, so he's
maybe
on his
controversial,
list. I think you've got
but
all
I
the right
think
pieces
Secret
here in
will
the right
go 2-0.
places for Zeta. What does the preparation look like? You have a pretty good idea of what you're going to see from the side of Team Secret. These two have played on this map before. It was Team Secret winning it last time. So now, you know, just really the onus to me here is on Zeta and their prep. They can't come out here slow like they did the last time against Team Secret on this map. They lost like 5 or 6 in a row to start, just like they did yesterday a couple times. I want to see an avoidance of that. I want to see an early pistol win. I mean, that's the most basic thing in the world to say, but still it matters. Like, or at least a round 3 win, right? If they lose the pistol.
That is how it starts, especially since you're attacking too. With Laz on this Chamber, maybe he's got the Headhunter and he's going to have some theatrics with it. He's got 4 rounds already on it. So let's see how it begins. But that's the other thing. This is Team Secret's map pick, so perhaps they have something prepared. Just maybe they're not prepared for the Chamber. Who knows? But then again, it is 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 and that Sova on this map. But right now, on the defense, Team Secret are pushing out B.
All right, let's see. They are really far out. The real question is how ready for it are they going to be? Crow at least wise enough to check. Yeah, the fault line hits, and Dubstep, just barely able to get out of there. Got clipped a little bit on the wall. Heals are going to be able to come through here for Crow, who opted to go for the utility buy.
Wrong thumbnail, guys. Thumbnail आया नहीं है मेरे को अब
really
तक.
big comp differences across the
तो
board.
अभी के लिए
Duelists, you know, you got double duelists here for the side of Zeta.
काम चला लो.
Just the jet for Team Secret. So this attacking side also, it feels like has to be pretty good here for Zeta. You would expect that they were much better on their defender side of this map throughout the year, but now with this kind of slightly different look, should be able to have a lot of push and presence with Depp's Neon as well.
Definitely, and we're looking to see him make some plays happen. Already just high sprinting and kicking things into high gear on the side of A. And Envy trying to play around the dark cover. There is a little gap, but unfortunately, without the clear line of sight, it's going to be tough for him. Depp even toying with him on the ropes. Zeta has the sight now, and it's going to have to be a Team Secret retake. Jeremy drops down off drop, but unfortunately, his position has been made known. Maybe trying to buy time before going to come through, but unfortunately, the shots will not really connect.
Zeta, son, let's go.
Yeah, this is a really nice round here from Zeta. Just good patience, you know, kind of a good awareness. Some of the things that were lacking, particularly on Haven yesterday, was there was just a complete collapse of their ability to keep track of their corners, keep track of their angles, keep track of the possible presence of their opponents at certain locations. This time around, they're very aware of it. That B push out, you know, I like the idea from Team Secret. I think that's good to test Zeta early here, right? To make sure that their protocols are better than what we saw in Haven yesterday. And so far, so good for Zeta.
Yeah, we're just dipping our toes in the water, right? Get a feel for how Team Secret are playing. And right now, sometimes they do push out, but if Zeta holds back, this works out great. And at the same time, now they've got some rifles to work off of. Team Secret has to defend really well. And they're trying to push them back with some smokes, with some blind firing. Unfortunately, it's only 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐿𝐒 on the A site, and while there is a flank, Laz is watching.
Yeah, and you decide to go for that rifle, and Depp great on the slide. Laz there, the follow-up. Just, I mean, clean.
Not much else to be said, exactly. I mean, we had some dirty dishes in the sink, we dipped them in the water, and now it's soapy, it's all good. The suds are clean, and it's gonna be Zeta with the way that they actually traverse around the map. Slow, methodical, steady.
दोनों teams को support कर रहा होगा इस.
Yeah, a little bit off there from Laz, but that's okay. You know, just getting your feet underneath you, able to spray through that smoke, expecting the presence, and everybody working together. I mean, this is when Zeta was at their best yesterday, especially on Split, is when they worked as a unit. It was kind of them making sure that they're covering their bases. Now you can leave Laz out on his own. He's so reliable with that chamber in the past. We don't know what it's going to look like here today, but he's a guy who can, you know, especially with that Vandal already in his arsenal, can really do some damage. Not too far away already is Depp from his overdrive as well. So Depp having a really impactful start here. Leading out this utility, great, I mean, just beautiful awareness, expecting the fault line to be coming, and just runs that out. Now, Laz catches 𝘼𝐸𝐿𝐴. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was about to say, right, because in all that time while Depp was making noise on C, Laz sneaks up on A, and it's something that perhaps Team Secret didn't quite expect. Unfortunately, 𝘼𝐸𝐸, more of a backline supporter, gets taken out quick. Now they have control over the site. 10 is wreaking havoc around the doors. bvavinkotwani comes back in for a bit of a trade, but the thing is, the spike has gone down.
Yeah, that trademark just a little bit delayed there with 𝘼𝐸𝐸 coming out of the smoke. Depp not quite able to find the kill here, but deep post plants and another big kill for Laz.
But look at how, yeah, the post plant positions are being held. Laz up on top of Heaven, the rest of them around tree.
भाई ये तो सुलाए जा रहे हैं यार. Zeta लग रहा है full form में है guys.
And I know it's only 3 rounds, but Quack, this is what we were begging
एक सेकंड के लिए
for.
guys ये बंद कर रहा हूँ
bonus
क्योंकि
win.
मैं
Not
वेब
only is this
व्हाट्सएप खुलने
a
वाला
great
हूँ
start for
और
Zeta,
thumbnail
but
डाउनलोड
it's a
कर
bonus
रहा
round
हूँ.
win. So, and on the back of this, something we really highlighted on the desk yesterday was putting the Zeta players in the best positions to succeed with their agent roles, with their agent pool, and that is exactly what Zeta has come in here into this Lotus and done today. And Team Secret, you know, maybe went into Lotus thinking you might get something similar to Haven. You might get Depp on a breach or something like that. No. You can still get some stuns going with the Neon, and Depp can still be that impact duelist that we know and love.
Especially on a 3-side map.
Champions,
like
हाँ,
Lotus,
अपने लिए तो guys रात के time पे होगा एकदम.
You get to move across the map a lot quicker, and sometimes it throws people off in the timings of it too. Right now, it's going to be 𝘼𝐸𝐸 with a bit of a flank again.
Last CP was good, yeah, good
round, so they're
position.
just trying to find whatever they can get. But the thing is,
भाई
information
Secret
has
आज
been
full
passed
fighting
on a
mode में
little
है
bit
क्या?
too early, so Zeta anticipates all
और
of this.
Zeta तो मारे जा रही है उनको.
All right, now just Jeremy and Dubstep, my friend. And
one enemy remaining.
Smokes are out.
Laz
Laz
भाई
dealing with that backline so nice.
मान नहीं रहे guys.
Another flawless. I mean, it's all Zeta all the time. They're killing, man.
Which begs the question, right? I mean, Team Secret picking this map, were they kind of overcooking a little bit? Because the last time they did play, yes, maybe they performed a little bit better. They were the team that actually kind of lost to Zeta in the upper bracket playoffs. 2 overtime, sure, but still, I mean, this Zeta has been completely reformed. Laz on the chamber is hitting some shots, watching the flanks. He's got 8 kills right now, 0 deaths.
He looks so comfortable. And this is
लगता है Zeta का हाथ गरम है, हाँ bro.
We're so big on this guy in 2022. 𝘼𝐸𝐸 already popping one. 𝘼𝐸𝐸 able to return fire, so I think this is going to be a retreat from the side of Zeta. Too much presence there.
But I think TS के भी attack उन लोग को अच्छा रहेगा क्योंकि Zeta के पास सिर्फ chamber है. Obviously duel लेने के बाद chamber better है. पर अगर TS slow खेलता है ना तो attack में उन लोग को बहुत अच्छा advantage मिल सकता है. But then again, Zeta के पास 2 control वाले agent भी हैं, Raze और Neon, जिससे उन लोग control ले सकते हैं.
It's a double elimination LCQ, right? If you actually move forward into the grand finals, you get to rest for a day. And with such a grueling, you know, tough schedule like the desk was talking about, that could mean so much.
Exactly, and best of 5's coming up as well, so the more rest, the more prep you can get here, the better. Both of these teams so prep heavy, particularly Team Secret, so you don't want to, I tell you what, I would not want to beat anybody facing Team Secret in that grand final with that extra day of prep. Pro there, going to be able to get through the door, but still, some pressure being applied here. Laz once again getting so deep in the flanks.
And it's not just the flank too. I mean, this is a potential rotation. The rest of Team Secret all stacking up on this A site. The Spike has options.
But
𝘼𝐽𝐻𝐿𝐴 gets a read on it. Just turns back around the last second. Dubstep with a double kill. And
Let's
Team
go,
Secret picks up their first win.
Yeah, really nice job here by Team Secret, being proactive at C, using that little extra cover.
Still
stacking
RRQ
up
और
their
ये Zeta
covers,
thumbnail.
anticipating the pressure from Zeta, finding that pick, and then kind of keeping track of Zeta's movements, the rotation.
क्या thumbnail बनाया है भाई लोग ने.
Readable, I'll call it that. I don't know about that TP from Borkum, but Jesse here, great awareness as always. You know, such a smart player, highly lauded for all the right reasons is Jesse. One of the smartest players we have here in Pacific, and that moment just showed you right there. Completely sniffed out Laz's lurk.
That's one of those things that you do with experience, right? Off of the timing. Okay, they've taken a little bit too long to push in. Perhaps they're going for a flank, and he does check it. Next round, though, and it's going to be the tour de force being pulled out. Everyone from Team Secret is respecting this.
And when's the last time you said that on a cast?
नया thumbnail आ रहा
Want to play? Yeah, it's been a while.
है. Game देखो thumbnail छोड़ो.
We didn't get to see it much here.
अरे रे रे रे.
Yeah, but with the recent balance changes, I'll call it that. Maybe a slight buff. He goes in for a bit of a walk peek. Doesn't catch anyone, but this is good information for Zeta. With that, they created a little bit of space on towards the C site. Now Seeker's being sent out. Team Seeker has no choice but to back off.
And that's a great response to the paranoia from Borkum there. He was trying to buy time, and this buys Zeta a little bit of extra space to make sure they get this plant down safely.
Ooh, guiding light too.
Oh!
10. He goes in for the swing. A double kill
क्या
coming out.
play है
Lash
भाई.
watches the
मजा आ
flank
गया.
as well. I mean, pushing into waterfall. He takes out 𝘼𝐻𝐿𝐴. Dubstep is left alone and cold and has no choice but to save.
Jeez. This is just a great response here from Zeta. And one of the things I was thinking in the middle of this round after that early pressure out of A this time from Team Secret was I wanted to see a faster response from Zeta. I wanted to see them, if they're going to shift sides, you know, in the first couple of rounds here, they had been a little bit slow to rotate. They've been taking their time, maybe being a little bit more diligent. Yeah, Dubstep's going to find Laz there on his tour de force round, so not a big deal at all for Zeta. But going back to my bigger point here, it's the fact that Zeta changes the pace of the rotation, right? They've been kind of slow. They've been taking contact at one, rotating to the other, but they've been typical Zeta style, right? Slow and steady. But this round, they take contact at A and immediately make the call to do a high-pressure hit into C. And again, the great response with those Seekers to counteract the utility that's trying to buy time for the rotations from Team Secret. Gives them enough space to get that plant down. The great fake with 10 there gets them a double kill, and at that point they're able to just kind of lock the angles down and win the round.
Yeah, I mean, watching all those post-plant plays, Zeta look incredibly good. I mean, you're talking about that pace switch, and
these
that's
plays,
something that we've been thinking
small
about for a
plays,
while,
किसी
too. I mean, yes,
छोटे-छोटे
they're
plays
always
से
slow
round
and
define हो
methodical,
जाते हैं.
but having that versatility really throws your opponents in for a bit of a loop. And for Team Secret right now, that loop means to call a timeout for them. I mean, Warbirds has to discuss something. You're thinking about this specific composition that they've got. 𝘼𝐻𝐿𝐴 still on the silver shore, plays back line, goes for those IGL calls. But the other thing is that Jeremy and Dubstep, yes, we see Jeremy on the Raze, but Dubstep comes out on the Jet when he needs to go for an operator. Right now, perhaps he's earned the Blade Storm, but we haven't seen that operator being pulled out on the defense yet. And that's a very impactful tool when you can lock down certain angles.
Absolutely. It is the thing about Dubstep that has made him such a valuable piece of Team Secret is his ability to swap off of the Killjoy back onto the Jet and still find a ton of impact. We saw it yesterday. It's not just the operator. He's still, despite his age in esports years, being a little bit up there. I don't think he's that old, but you know, he still has it. Like you saw that triple kill with that pistol on round 13 yesterday, and look at that. The blades are out and Laz is down.
Yeah, scoped in, couldn't see him up in the air. Didn't hear it at all either because he was just outside of range. At the same time now, Zeta just exploring the C side. Jeremy and Borkum are here to defend.
You got to be careful here as Team Secret. I want to talk about the ults that are available here for Zeta. You still have the Showstopper. The Overdrive not as much of a concern here on a buy round, but you have the Rolling Thunder here is the big kind of point of interest for me for Zeta. Are you going to be able to kind of predict where it's going to come from? Are you going to be able to maybe have 10 ready in a position where you can blast pack ahead of it and get the Showstopper kill, you know, or at least, you know, nullify a push off of the back of that Rolling Thunder? Now, right now, Envy is in A, expecting a hit here, and maybe the rest of Team Secret making their way through, especially with that Trailblazer coming in, a big indicator that you would think that Zeta is setting up for an A hit, but they're not. The spike is over at C currently, And will this actually be a fake from the side of Zeta?
Trying to. Showstopper being pulled out as well. 𝘍 makes a bit of presence known on the A site, and now the rotations are coming forth. The good thing is, 𝘼𝘍 did send out an extra dark cover just to block out the C site, but now the overdrive gets deployed. 𝘼 is going deeper in, and he wants to create that space for 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐊𝐒 to get the spike planted.
A lot of damage done here, and 𝘼 finds 𝘼𝘍 on the entry. The fault line misses, and the overdrive is good.
And now it's up to Jeremy and 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐻, but unfortunately that's too far apart. 𝘍 is in between them. And unfortunately, he eliminates the first slice of the sandwich. Now onto the other. His back's been spotted. 𝘼𝐼𝐻𝐻 knows where he is, but 3 targets in front, and it's a little bit overwhelming. He's thinking about the save.
Yeah, there isn't much other option, frankly, for Jesse. If he can find an exit kill, though, able to get that Hunter's Fury online for the next round, so certainly going to be a little more keen to stick around a bit longer. And Zeta flush with cash, happy to go hunting.
They're good. I mean,
I'm surprised Team
Zeta
Secret ने Haven pick
don't
नहीं किया.
always see them go hunting, but when they do,
इन लोग ने ban किया
that
था
says
क्या?
a lot about their
Zeta ने
confidence. 𝘍 even getting the next frag. Now he's 1 point away from his ultimate, 6-1 in the lead.
I really just am so thrilled. I was pretty straightforward with how I felt about Zeta's Haven yesterday. I was not a fan for a lot of reasons, and I gave a lot of criticism to the coaching staff of the team. And today, they have learned from their mistakes, and that is what is far more important here for Zeta. Again, the map pool, putting themselves in the right position, everything that went wrong yesterday so far has been a
Zeta ban Haven.
Yeah, put them in their best roles, where they're most comfortable, and that was a 4v5 to round win conversion because 𝘼 sprinted into the C site. Now the next round, it's Team Secret. They got some ultimates, but they don't have the economy, so firepower is a little bit lacking in the department. And although 𝘼step is pushing up close, he's going to get taken out by 10. Now 𝐿𝑎𝑧 comes in for the bit of cover, and 𝑬nvi gets taken out.
Look at how far ahead Jeremy was here, but there was a trademark there to cover this. So now you've got 𝘼 ready for it.
Okay.
Jeremy, what a shot.
He's still good for it, but now the utility comes in, and off of it, Jeremy will not survive. 𝘼𝐼𝐍𝐊𝐒 getting another. Team Secret just slowly peeking out bit by bit, 1 by 1, and they're all dropping like dominoes.
Just another very safe, steady round here from Zeta. And they've, even though they've been a little bit slow, but it's been a very different look every time. It hasn't been kind of that sit around default, just wait for something to happen. They're being proactive, like 𝘍 on the previous round, selling that fake so well onto the A site. I mean, this is a very different Zeta here today. I'm seeing a lot better adaptation round around. So far with what we're seeing. But Team Secret, man, look, there are no slouches. They can make adjustments. 𝘼𝐼𝐻𝐻 is a phenomenal IGL. I'm not counting them out of this map at all just yet.
Hopefully not. But surely, something needs to be changed for the next couple of rounds, because right now, I mean, despite dubstep and the blades being sent out in the previous round, he couldn't really find all that much except for the first kill, and then they got thrown in for a bit of a loop because of 𝘍 and that little door movement onto the B site. Team Secret are definitely struggling a little because they're reacting to everything that Zeta's just throwing at them.
Yeah, exactly. They tried to be proactive, but Zeta was able to dodge it. They were able to escape.
The first few rounds.
Yeah, and this is why having _Depp on this Neon is so important, especially on this attacker side.
नया कॉम खेल रहा है
Zeta. Not only are you putting Depp in a position where he's comfortable on a duelist, where he can take that point of attack, where we saw yesterday once he switched over to the Jet on split, after that he was fully engaged, fully dialed in. But he's able to, get out of those sticky situations because he's the Neon. We've seen them try to react to his presence with their utility, and a lot of the time he's able to dodge it.
So again, I mean, now coming back into it, just a full force towards the A site. There is quite a bit of resistance. Team Secret now just hunkering down. 2 kills going their way, 3, and then the trades come through. 10 trying to pull it back from the break, but still not quite able to push past 𝘼𝘍. It's all down to 𝘼𝑎𝑧, and he's got an operator, but the spike is out in no man's land. Spots the jump peak and swaps over the headhunter just to try to make use of that weapon draw speed. But look at the dark armor. Oh, still lands the flick. Oh, turns back around though. Now dubstep is going on a bit of a hunt. He's picked up the scent. Bloodhound Slowly creeps up forward.
Oh, bhai!
Never count him out. It's down to a one-on-one. And Jeremy could be anywhere. Laz, fully aware of it, puts down the tripwire. The trap. Just to watch his flank for a second. 30 seconds left in the round.
Yeah, this is so smart by Laz. He's got all the time in the world. He can take his time. He can be very, very safe with this. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why we have been begging to see Laz on Chamber. Because he is not only talented with the utility of the Chamber, but his opping is stellar.
Running out of time.
Yeah, he's got to go to B, and he has to plant it. Now, Jeremy, I don't think is going to have enough time to stop this.
Sure.
But he knows where it is for sure.
And he's got quite a bit of utility too, Clinton. I mean, he's got Nano Swarm, an alarm bot, a turret, and the lockdown. A lot of tools at his disposal, but it comes down to whoever's quicker on that trigger, whoever is a little bit more accurate. Laz just hiding up around the doors, watching the angles. The tap comes in, and he puts down the rendezvous, gives himself a bit of an escape from jail.
भाई Laz भाई आज Zeta नहीं जीतने दे रही है TS
I mean, the
को
1v3 clutch here for Laz. What more can you ask for, folks? This is like so refreshing. I'm ecstatic, and I know this is tough if you're a Team Secret fan, and I really think that this was a good round from Team Secret. They did a lot of the right things.
Perhaps.
But they gave him 1v1s. They gave Laz with an op 1v1s, and he's gonna win those a lot.
Ever challenge this guy when he's on an op too. Unless you're dubstep with blades, but that's one of those things. It's not the best for the Team Secret fans, but for the Zeta story, it is just wonderful. I'm wiping a tear off my eye, Paper Thin. This is great. Last on the Chamber, man.
No, it is. It's so exciting.
It's beautiful.
I didn't think it was going to happen after yesterday. I thought they weren't going to be.
क्या लगता है guys? Blowout होने वाला है कि Team Secret comeback करेगा?
You know, I thought maybe Split, maybe Ascent, you could go for it. And I think there's a good justification to be made, especially on those two maps with the way the rendezvous works now. That I think smaller maps typically are where a lot of people are considering Chamber. On Bind as well, just because of the teleporter and some of the other things. But look, this is a masterclass from Laz once again, and again, you can just see how comfortable he is.
Not only did we see a 4v5 to round win conversion, we saw a 1v3 clutch. And that all happens, you know, it's not a clear strategy, it's just one guy doing so much. 13 kills, 3 deaths right now. We had Dep yesterday, now it's Laz's turn. And everyone else from Team Secret trying to fight back against off the timeout. It's a bit of a dark cover play. He's going in with a stinger. Jesse Fast with the Hunter's Fury. And 4 players instantly floored.
Oh, the trap play, beautiful here from Team Secret. What a timeout dial up from Warbirds to get them right back into this match. And all right, I know Laz is amazing, but a 1v5 here, nigh impossible. Able to dodge the drone, but on the side is Jeremy.
Thirsty. एक second ना guys.
This time around, it is a quick push out from Team Secret, and it's their most effective one with the Hunter's Fury as well to back this up to really trap Zeta in.
A good way to pull themselves back into the game too, off of the timeout. I mean, they kind of read how slowly perhaps Zeta would try to play. Maybe it's always that early C round start presence coming up from Zeta. You do have 10 and maybe Dep around that spot at times. And off of that read, they send out the dark cover. They kind of going for a bit of
I think so, yeah, guys.
Crossfire duel, just trying to check out all the corners, and along with some traps too. Team Secret coming back.
And now you might be able to bait out a little bit of utility potentially, but actually Zeta reading this pretty well. They're not using any utility. Laz versus. Oh, the jump beat gets him.
Tried to create that lurk presence again, but unfortunately not this time. That said, though, too much presence on the other parts of the map left C a little bit open. Zeta gets to go in, and they should be able to get the spike planted as well. Dep has a judge.
And you've got some huge ults here for both sides. Lockdown going to be invested. 10 immediately trying to get ahead with that showstopper. Can't find his mark.
I don't think he spotted Jeremy as well. So Jeremy now hiding inside the dark cover. Could potentially play, but the Seekers covers it instead. Dubstep just watching down Waterfall. Team Secret taking this slowly, bit by bit, step by step. Now they're inching up front, but they get blocked by Crow. The Scarecrow fends them off. And like crows, you will fly away, Depp. Now trying to do what he can with the judge. He swings the hammer. And now looking for the next. 𝘼𝐻𝐿𝐻 trying to dance along with this. But he swaps over to the shorty instead. 2 rounds for 2 rounds. And now you're running out of time. Jumps up. And Depp
5v2 भाई आज लग नहीं रहा है भाई टीम सीक्रेट का दिन है guys.
Unbelievable. Crow here, the hero for Zeta Division. He is having a really, really, really good map. And I mean, if Crow's having a good map, then things are going very, very well for Zeta. And it is tough for any team in the world to beat them when every player on this team is in their highest form. Just really so aware here is Crow, finding the right angles, and a beautiful call to put the judge onto Depp with that neon, and he works it so well around those corners. Jesse just never really able to track him down because of that extra speed.
Unbelievable. And he's pulling out the tour de force. Dubstep trying to eliminate that distance. What a flash play. But unfortunately not quite able to convert into a kill. Zeta just having that movement, just that sense to run and gun backwards.
Well, now Zeta has to be a little bit careful of a push out from C. I mean, now, yep, there goes the trademark. So they're able to kind of get a little bit of a better hand on this. They're going to slow things down, and they should in this case, right? You don't know exactly what the rest of the map looks like. So now you have to start taking your time, working these corners, letting Laz push a little bit of space with his tour de force, see if he could find anybody out of place.
Yeah, the pace coming back to what we saw in the first round. Just making sure that their flanks are covered. If they are pushing up front, they're ready for any duels that Team Secret might throw at them. Because what we saw from Team Secret against 𝘼𝐺 yesterday was a lot of that early round aggression. Now it's been tempered.
A double stack on a B for a moment there. I thought Laz might push out into it.
From the shadows as well, but it's just a bit of a ploy. Team Secret having some question marks in their head, but I don't think it's going to deter them too much.
30 seconds left.
All right, now, as soon as the hit comes, you know, and Team Secret looks in a good position to stop this.
Ooh, really? They're just trying to break into the A or B site, but unfortunately, 𝘼𝐻𝐻 has got all of these bases covered. The paint shells will disperse them for a second. 𝑬nV gets taken out. Now Zeta are running out of time. They have to press in. It's all up to Dubstep and how he plays around this. Switches target, excuse me. And unfortunately, the spike still goes down. And Zeta tries to play around it. Still, Team Secret comes back in with a retake. A little bit with overwhelming force. 3-9, they end the first half. I got so flustered.
I mean, yeah, they're just trying to lighten the mood a little bit here, as Jeremy. That's a good round there from Team Secret. Again, the early pressure this time doesn't net them any kills from Dubstep, and the
10 ने almost round निकाल दिया था ये भाई डेप भाई का थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो गया था without flash without stun गए.
Never any utility, nothing. They were able to keep their feet planted around the A site, around the B site, and crunch on top of Zeta. Great job by Jesse, shutting down that push from depth, not allowing any space to be opened up, keeping those flanks under control.
कर सेका क्या बोलते हो guys? Will Team Secret run it back?
But it was a very, very difficult half for the side of Team
सब
Secret.
पिस्टल का खेल मेरे बाबू भैया सब पिस्टल का खेल है.
This is not the scoreline you want to be seeing if you're Team Secret. However, with this agent comp, honestly, there's going to be more space for them to work with. There's not going to be that killjoy to really be locking down a lot of that space. So you can be, I think, a little bit more maneuverable and flexible here than you would expect with Team Secret's comp on this attacker side.
I agree, but I think it also comes down to Team Secret and how they actually go for this. Because it could be some of those set plays and executes.
Jeremy and 𝑬nV इतना cute
right?
है.
A little bit more balanced, so you go in for a lot more coordination. Meanwhile, for Zeta's defense, yes, we got the chamber, and that could lock down one site. But then the rest of them, with
चलो
so
अगर
much
कर्स हो गए तो सब
aggression,
लोग 100 रुपए सुपर चैट कर देना, ठीक है? जिसने भी अभी नाम लिखा है.
You could get a lot of early round information off of this. You could run back as well because your two duelists are so mobile.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but my question is Zeta going to play like that?
True. They are a very safe team.
Yeah, I agree with you in theory, but it's going to be scary if Laz continues to be... yeah, I mean, the Secret fans here showed up in force. They are very, very loud out there. Happy to have them here, of course, and hopefully Secret can right the ship. But what's concerning as well is, you know, Laz here on this chamber, especially in the early parts of these halves, you know, if he can find value with that headhunter. If he can kind of shut down some isolated players and things like that, it can get pretty scary pretty fast for Team Secret.
But another thing that I'm thinking about though, Paperthin, is the fact that after this halftime,
अरे मृदुल सब बढ़िया तू बता.
timeouts. Zeta, on the other hand, hasn't spent a single one, so maybe Junior's just trying to be a little bit conservative with those. And
you don't need to use them. They
exactly.
were crushing. This is one thing I was curious about for Team Secret. If they were going to try to put pressure onto the C site, because there isn't going to be this Killjoy here to make it kind of a much more difficult affair to get to C.
Yeah, no nanoswarms, no traps. Chambers out on the A, so Team Secret actually gets free reign. Good way to check with the doggo, though.
Oh, bhai.
Click still connects. And now just trying to play off of each other through defender spawn.
HP तो low है दो लोग
Can't
की
really
Secret
break
की.
past it. Jeremy on a bit of a lurk throughout B as well, trying to catch Laz.
Oh, shot, Jeremy.
But still eats lead. Now the rest of them, although managing to push in, the rest of Team Secret are just hovering around, playing through the dark cover, waiting for that tap. 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼𝐿 sticks it to half, but now with 3 players surrounding you, Team Secret picks up their pistol.
Yeah, this is, again, smart stuff here from Team Secret. Only depth on the C site initially.
Market में news निकली है for someone.
Maybe Zeta preparing for
पता
some
नहीं
kind of hit,
कौन
but I
सी
like
news
what
की
Team
बात
Secret
कर
is
रहा
doing
है.
here. I think you should put a lot of pressure on to C until Zeta proves that they can defend it. To be honest, again, without that Killjoy, it is going to be a bit more challenging here to kind of keep that site under control for longer periods of time, to keep that information handy as well. Yes.
But now in this round,
What in the
Zeta,
world?
a 5 stack.
They hit it.
And they're, yeah, still staying hidden. They've got the dark cover, though, so that could discourage Team Secret. But with the Owl Drone, that should send signals.
Yeah, great response here from Jesse. That Owl Drone so perfectly timed. Catches this attempted trap set up by Zeta.
Calls for the rotation as well.
Yeah, this is why we talk about Jesse as being such a good IGL. And why
I like
he
your
loves the
video.
Sova.
Thank you,
It
bro.
allows him to
Hint दे दो
really
क्या hint है
be
मुझे
safe
ही
and
नहीं मालूम
cautious with
मार्केट
these
में
kind of
कौन सी
plays.
news की बात कर रहे हैं मेरे दो.
Unbelievable. Off of that one mid-round adaptation, now they have the sight and the timing. 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼 still watching the flank, so diligent. Zeta's going to have a tough time retaking. I mean, they've only got those pistols, so surely they're only looking for picks or perhaps to keep Team Secret trapped in, exit frags or what have you. But it's going to be tough.
No doubt about it. And they should pretty much have this angle on complete lockdown. Not much they can do to get through this. It's going to take a hero shot.
Wow.
And there's none coming through. Secret finds a flawless of their own on the anti-eco.
Good response. Again, that mid-round adaptation. 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼 as the IGL. And it's so good. A flawless round coming through means that they get to carry these weapons forward, and it's a huge boon to their economy. We talk about it all the time. And this economy is something that Team Secret needs to come back into the game.
Absolutely.
Enemy remaining.
It needs
ऑफिस
to
से
be
बात
really,
हुई तो
really good.
मैंने आज ही
Attackers
उसको
have, of
मैसेज
course.
किया. अभी शाम
you
को
know, I think
करूंगा बात watch
Job
party के
done
बाद.
for the side of Zeta. On your attacker side, I think a 9-3 is quite solid. Is definitely in the realm of what you're hoping
अरे
for.
पापा
with
जी
this
ऐसे ही
comp.
सुपर चैट कर दूंगा कर्ज का वेट
You know,
कर रहे
again,
वैभव भाई.
Being able
Thank you
to
for the 100.
keep this C site
Thank
on
you,
lockdown is
bro.
going to be tricky. This
ऐसे
time they're
और
gonna try Sugar
10-15
over
लोग
there.
आ जाएंगे तो
Double stacking a couple in
दिन
B
में
here.
हमारा घर चल
Depth
जाएगा.
10, Pro not too far off. Try to keep this potential B hit thwarted. 10 though, looking down a little bit and getting ready. Couple at C, gonna leave Laz on his own at A, and Depp gets the first.
And he's still sharp, gets the one, and then high gears to the other
अरे क्या
side.
bait
They
setup लाया है
played
भाई.
off of the sound. They didn't expect 10 to be perched up on top. An upper. Now the rest of Team Secret trying to recover off of this, but it's going to be a tough conversion. Now you're left with 3 players.
We'll see though. Spike still dropped back towards the C side, towards C lobby there, and Flash just gonna confirm some presence. Jesse trying to wiggle his way into C, able to sneak underneath in the corner, but the rest of his team nowhere near. Eventually you'd suspect Jeremy's gonna push back to try to grab this spike. About 30 seconds
30
left.
seconds left.
Should be coming soon. Envy though, gonna
Okay.
kick 10 out.
That could be a start. Now it's slightly more doable, but you have to decide on a site to hit, or I guess just going for that full round save instead. Laz taking out Jeremy is a great pick for Zeta. Going through it as well. A lot of 1v1 throughout this round, and Zeta comes out on top.
Yeah, this is
अभी तो save ही कर लो Jeremy भाई.
near impossible now for 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼𝐻 and 𝘼𝐺𝑎. Making quick
Team
work of it.
Ace.
So Zeta
सबने
able to get the
अपना
round they
मारा.
should. Able to find their conversion. Not going to give over a bonus to Team Secret as Team Secret did on the other side. So that's concerning now for Team Secret. You know, with the way this started, 4 rounds in a row for Zeta on their attacker side. Not able to find much. Zeta having a good read here on the B pressure. Again, I like what they're doing. Leaving Laz kind of out on his own on a round where you don't really expect them to put pressure onto A with that slightly weaker gun setup on the bonus, and it really pays dividends.
I mean, to me, that's the thing, the tricky thing about a 3-side map like Lotus, where Team Secret, they need to go in with that coordination, because in that previous round, going for those individual fights, if players like Def and 10 are so zeroed in, it's tough for you to pick them off one by one. In fact, you might lose your players one by one. So right now, it's that coordinated hit towards the A site. They're walking in, but setting up for that retake.
Yeah, I think they're still worried about that rolling thunder as well that 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼𝐻's already got in the bag. They're going to be noted by the alarm bot on this flank.
That's why they're playing so far back, but without 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼𝐻 spending it, yep, they got to be a little bit more careful. You got to eliminate the first 2 heads. That could be 𝘼𝐻 and 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼𝐻. Watching Tree as well as Rock right now. Swinging out. Laz takes down 𝘼𝐻. Off your feet! Here comes that rolling thunder though. Towards the backside. Leaves the front a little bit open, so it invites Crow and 10 going for peeks, but unfortunately they get taken out. Laz now closing in the distance, trying to take out Tree. A lot of noise and footsteps being heard, and he swings on a swivel with dubstep out from behind with the Phantom. Domes him in the head.
Man, oh man. Almost another Laz miracle there. Still not bad at all. The ideas are pretty good from Zeta. Able to kind of work their way through, give themselves a good attempt at this retake. The crossfire really good between Def and Laz. But then 𝘼𝐿𝐼𝐻 and Jeremy, phenomenal job holding the line on the backside, making sure that that heaven side isn't viable, doesn't create any other flanks. And in the end, that gives the safety there for them to collapse onto Laz, even though he almost takes another hero around into the bag. And it's going to be an eco for the side of Zeta, a Bulldog for Def, a Marshall for 10. Laz, of course, full of headhunter bullets.
Wow.
And the tour de force.
And she's playing around the door too. Although Team Secret gets their way into the sites, unfortunately, with Laz up around behind them, they have to be paranoid about it. The rest of them still trying to make their way through, but Laz, triple kill coming down. And the rest of them trying to reposition. 𝘼𝐽𝐿𝐼𝐻 managing to find a little moment, but not before the rest of Zeta collapses in on them.
And this is why we love to see Laz on this. You saw it on the other half with just the regular operator, but Laz with a tour de force can literally win you rounds by himself. I mean, that is so valuable in Valorant, to be able to have a guy who can pick up an ultimate and just completely take over a round. Find a huge shot there onto Jeremy.
I know fear Laz bolte bhai.
The rest of the round is just over at that point.
What did Brent say on Plat Chat? It's FPS!
Exactly.
It's
FPS! You gotta kill people!
And that's what Laz is doing. Now they're at 11 points up ahead. Team Secret trying to play around it. They go in full force onto the C site, trying to discourage Laz. He rendezvous out. And although this gives them the site, now it's going to be a Team Secret with a couple of ultimates, but not the best firepower blocking it down.
10 only one away from the showstopper. Now he's got it.
Now slowly inching through two. With the rest of them, defender spawn as well as Waterfall. Look at that relay bolt lineup. Blocks off 2 points, and the rest of them get to push in because of it. The shorty will connect onto Def, but then the trades come through. 𝘼𝐿𝐼𝐻's the last one left alive, and he's getting tagged up. That box is paper thin, and 𝘼𝐻𝐼𝐍𝐿𝐼𝐻 puts that final nail in the coffin.
I am not a box, my friend. How dare you? How dare you? No, just kidding. Yeah, this is just a very solid round here from Zeta. I mean, kind of playing retake. Laz doing a good job. Didn't find his opening shot. It's a good util dump from Team Secret to displace him. But immediately, once 10 has that showstopper, I'm thinking this round is donezo. Sees that player trying to escape the pressure from spawn side and just everybody on the same page here, and we got it. We got it.
We got it. You sounded nice again. We got that .mp3 going. I mean, you're talking about protocols too, right? And I love that little bit of moment because you could see Laz just watching down the sidelines from the back while Ten and Crow push up from the sides, and they're watching separate angles too. This is a Zeta that is so in sync. We're at match point now, and while Team Secret has 3 ultimates, they need to stay alive in order to make those work. The paranoia play gets sent out, and Envy makes it a bit of a trade, but still, Zeta are reading this. They're playing around this. Team Secret trying to land their shots. The lockdown has been played, and Dubstep goes in for a bit of knives. With this, they get the site.
Nothing they could do about that. Dubstep still trying to push space, and he's
shot by
Dubstep so good with the knives today.
Now he's just looking for that next bit. Trying to go bangerang with this. Spots out Laz, but Laz bangs him down instead.
Overeat
Now closing up front, Jeremy's on the off angle. Laz not quite able to clear it. The barrel sticks out far too long, and now it's up to 10. Paint cells out. Laz backs in. But yeah, completely stops him in his tracks. Goes for the tap, and Envy just playing so safe with so many different spots on the site. Comes out huge.
Yeah, this is really good stuff here from Team Secret. Depp doing something pretty cheeky, but only able to get one out of it. So Zeta is going to take a timeout here. I think want to make sure that they're able to really find some value here. Envy going to be on yet another Rolling Thunder, having a phenomenal attacker side on that breach.
GG हुआ नहीं है दोस्तों.
And we're going to see that
Bye.
timeout from Zeta. A timeout that could also allow for Team Secret to discuss some things. So it's something that they have to be careful about. But the main thing is Zeta has reached match point.
Yeah. And again, you can see that the confidence is through the roof right now for Zeta. Everybody's kind of doing their job. Pretty clean play for the most part, you know, despite Team Secret. Of course, you would expect this. Team Secret is really, really good. We saw it yesterday against Gen G. When they are well prepared, when they're really kind of able to outthink and outsmart their opponents, you know, obviously the firepower behind it as well. So no doubt that they can get this over the line. You can't count Team Secret out yet, but again, with the nice sign, got the nice signs. We've got Lads actually saying nice on stage. We haven't heard that in a while here at Pacific.
Yeah.
Those of you who may be tuning in for the first time and haven't been watching a ton of Pacific, we haven't heard a lot of nices out of Lads.
It's giving me some nostalgic feelings, you know? It's kind of warm. It's kind of fuzzy.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling good today.
Still, though, maybe economy not so great in this round, but that timeout, perhaps it's a bit of a read from Coach Junior. The rest of Team Secret right now, so far, when they go in for some of those coordinated hits, it works out a treat. But this time, taking it slow off of the timeout.
Man, the economy's a little funky here for Zeta, but because they've got the overdrive, you're able to pop that for depth. You're able to kind of give some
Love you, bye,
G
Love. Thank you, bro.
rifles.
Electrostal.
10 there
Love you too.
has the stinger, maybe can blast pack into some success. But Zeta here, fully hoping that on a weaker buy, they might be able to trick Team Secret into making a B hit or something like
easily
that. But
convert
actually,
तो हो सकता
right now,
है
Team
Team Secret के लिए.
fully taking advantage of this space.
With that space, of course, they got the spike planted, but with the positioning that Zeta has, it's almost as if they're anticipating some of these op plays and jump spotting around stairs too.
Actually, they have to be very careful, guys.
Jesse's got the op.
Oh, nice ult,
Get
yaar.
a read of this. Earlier on it was Dubby, but then he swapped it over because of the positioning. But right now, Dubstep just pushing further in. Overdrive has been popped, but unfortunately, just not quite having that speed. Dubstep shuts it down. Now Laz from behind, but he's only one guy. What can you do? A man in a tin can, and he's throwing everything that he's got at them. Nothing left to lose, but Jesse Bass claims it anyway.
Yeah, this is really good stuff here from the side of Team Secret, and it's slow and methodical at the beginning, checking all their corners, but not giving away any information. It's slow. It's not giving over those sound cues. Really on A, keeps Zeta planted, and then Jesse, with his utility, able to get some great spots on the back of this combo with the Rolling Thunder, and that allows Dubstep to just push up and start mowing people down. Phenomenal reactions there from the side of Team Secret. Those on-the-fly calls that they're able to make, especially when Jesse's setting them up, is so, so good. So the initiators there, worth their weight in gold for Team Secret. Now a Hunter's Fury as well for Jesse. Crow still on those Seekers though, so has some ability to kind of counteract potentially some of the space that Team Secret may want to take, but right now they're being very, very cautious. I think they're hoping for a Seekers to maybe be popped a little bit early, and then they don't give away too
Secret
much.
को realize नहीं हो रहा है कि B पे उसका trip है, तो shock dart करके तोड़ेंगे ना तो और भी spread out होना ही पड़ेगा. Zeta का defense का यही problem है वो ना, अगर Team Secret slow खेलेगा तो Zeta के पास killjoy नहीं है ना, तो उनको बहुत spread out होना पड़ता है.
up towards the A site. They don't have anything around B or C. Now the op's been sounded off. 10 makes a call, and Zeta makes a move.
10's got to be real careful. He can't play hero on this site. He has got to get out of dodge. This is very, very scary right now.
And there we go. Last pack, back into safety. Hunter's Fury is going to get popped, and unfortunately, it does tag up 10. Orcam finishes it off. Team Secret gets the site.
But you got the Hunter's
Seekers
Fury.
है भाई, dubstep का
Laz one away
position
from a
को.
tour de force. Don't expect him to pop it this round if he gets a kill, but you never know. He's quite comfortable with it. Oh! Hello!
Up from the top of the vantage point. Now makes his way in. Seekers not quite yet popped. They're just trying to do what they can, but now dropping down. Borkum had to spin so much, couldn't find the shot. The rest of them making their way through, and that operator is slowly diminishing away. Envy now, the last one left around the site, tries to stop the spike defuse, actually able to take out Crow. Jesse Vash swaps over to the Vandal, and with Dev just holding it patiently, he takes down Envy. Manages to stick it to halfway. Jesse with the shock dart swaps over to the shorty.
Oh, bhai!
Still the shot.
Just barely. Depp, if he had had the confidence to stick that at half, but I should say, if he had kept sticking it when Envy's first utility hit him, he would have been able to get that round. But he didn't. He pulled up. He was afraid. He didn't trust his teammates there. And I think I got to give, as great as Zeta has been on this map, I gotta point out, I think if he had just stuck that, trusted his teammates, I know they both ended up dying, but he could have gotten that to half and potentially still gotten the result.
वैसे तुम लोग अगर कोई कॉम खेलते Lotus map पे तो क्या खेलते बताओ अपना कॉम.
And pressure nipping away our heel, and it hits the best of us. So it's tough right now. It is that last chance qualifier, and of course Zeta wanting to take this map away from Team Secret. They're trying everything they've got. The second timeout being called right now.
And once again, if Team Secret can find the empty space, they seem to do a really good job with it. And isolating and identifying 10 there, getting the Hunter's Fury to connect onto him, just completely knocking him out. Again, 10 also has a little bit better kind of understanding of his situation. I think I get what he's thinking because it's just the op shot. He's not fully convinced.
वो टाइम पे अल्ट यूज करना जरूरी है.
They might just be trying to, see if they can find a pick. Maybe just kind of playing kind of a single person on one end with an operator like they like to do. But this is kind of a death ball situation here for the side of Team Secret, and he's not able to fully read the situation and get out before he is dealt with, and that gives Team Secret that extra man advantage that helps in the long run win them the round.
At times too, I mean, it's a bit of heroics from Zeta that brings them over, but right now not working out too well. Off the timeout, it's slightly broken economy. Team Secret making use of that space again, trying to push in through. Laz, he's done it once before, and now Team Secret are very aware. So, Recon Bolt out, Rendezvous away, and Team Secret pushes into the C site. Sugar Zero, despite trying to hold some close angles, gets taken out. Crow trying to get a little bit cheeky, pushing through the dog cover, gets traded by Jesse Vash. 10 in depth, they're trying to make havoc, but here he comes! High gear, and he swings with the stinger! How? How does Depp get that kill?
Please show me that from his perspective on the replay.
He turned around! One shot, one kill!
गावात रे Laz का chamber
makes it 13-9.
Everything you wanted here from Zeta. The fist pumps from Laz, the chamber from Laz, Depp on the Neon, 10 on the Raze, Crow. Let's just, look, we've been, looking at this guy, wanting him to step up. Phenomenal performance on this guy here today, Quack. This was one of the best showings we've seen from Crow all year.
Is chamber a good option in Lotus? See, it
Absolutely
can be, but it
crucial with
becomes
those
hard
timings on
obviously.
that. Almost
It
won
also
them
depends
around a
what
couple
comp you
rounds ago.
pick
Some
around
other
it.
rounds
तो अभी
was
इन
more
लोग ने जो comp pick किया,
hit,
बाकी utility
great
heavy है ना
counter,
काफी.
timings with those
They have
Seekers, dude.
Neon, they have
Thrilled
Sky,
with what
they
we
have
saw here
Raze.
from Zeta. Team Secret, a great
utility
response,
बाकी
a
लोग के
great
पास भी
punchback
काफी
after
है,
a rough
समझ
first
रहे
half,
हो.
but
it can work
Zeta,
out.
I think, caught them a little off guard.
But when you don't have that utility, it becomes very tough.
Zeta story is making me feel things. First of all, Laz, like you're talking about, he's got 26 kills, 330 ACS, top of the scoreboard, 4 first bloods off of some of those shots from the force or the operator. And the rest of it too, like you're talking about Crow, sometimes yes, he's a little bit quiet, but today, in that
last का
round
1v3
of
और वो
shots,
2v5
couple rounds ago,
ये दो
in
round
that retake, getting those first
अगर
two
secret
shots
निकाल
really
देता defense पे तो बहुत
made it
अच्छे
possible for
condition
Zeta
में
to close
रहते.
in the distance. The rest of them too, though, I mean, you're talking about depth in that Stinger kill. I need to see how that happened too.
Oh my god, he actually stopped and scoped into for that. That's nasty. They just showed it.
Step out whenever you need him.
This is why we have been
कहाँ
begging
step out
for
करते हैं?
Laz on Chamber. This is why in 2022, when you talked about
Premier
some of
Beat
the best
आपने
players
लोग
in the
खेले
world,
क्या कल
Laz was
match?
creeping into
ओ
that
भाई खेले.
conversation because of his Chamber play. When you talked about the best Chamber in the world outside of 𝐼𝐽𝐻, he was one of the guys.
शर्म नहीं है इनको 15-13 जा रहे हैं.
This is 100% the Laz that we need to see.
कल मैं नहीं था
And
guys.
that's the thing. This
अपने
was
team में
Zeta's
guys,
map pick.
my
Zeta
ex-beast
stole that away
MXB.
because of this ancient composition, because of the way that the map started. I mean, if you're Team Secret right now, you got to be quaking in your boots a little bit because the next map is going to be Zeta's map pick.
And Fracture, I'm not going to be shocked if you see a very similar agent comp from the side of Zeta. You might see Crow on a different. Yeah, I'm fine with most of the same things. Maybe you switch
Team deathmatch खेलते हैं
Sugar over to the Brimstone and then Crow on a different initiator potentially, maybe
यार
Breach or
mouse
something
में
like
पूरा
that.
damp हो गया guys.
You know, this
Racing
is
का.
scary because what you've seen here on these two maps that you haven't gotten to see yesterday from the side of Zeta is very, very different, and they look much better.
So much better. I mean, this team now.
चलो. कस्बा. तुम लोगों को टीम डेथमैच पसंद है क्या guys?
You have good taste, my friend.
इन्वाइट गोलू एंड रॉसी. अरे वो लोग तो अभी कोरिया में थे, इवेंट खेल रहे थे ना, तो इसलिए हम लोगों ने नहीं इन्वाइट किया. डोंट वरी गाइस, अभी इसके बाद से जो भी गेम होंगे ना इन दिस प्रीमियर बेटा, आई विल स्ट्रीम ऑल गेम्स जस्ट फॉर फन. रेस, फेड, हार्बर, साइफर, वाइपर या ओमन. मेरे को भी पसंद है हार्बर वाइपर, पर इट्स नॉट दैट वाइबल. इट इज. टीडीएम बेस्ट गेम मोड आफ्टर एप्लीकेशन. हाँ, लैश को भी चेम्बर पोपा ने ही सिखाया. अरे ऑब्वियसली मेरे को लगा ये सब तुम लोगों को पहले ही मालूम है. तो लैश भाई है ना, क्या है, जापान से आए कड़ी तपस्या करके, बोले पोपा पोपा प्लीज चेम्बर थोड़ा सिखाओ. खास करके टोर द फोर्स तो मार ही नहीं पा रहा हूँ मैं, मतलब एक भी शॉट नहीं कनेक्ट कर रहा था, एक भी नहीं. मैं बोला अभी क्या करे, जापान में भी अपने दोस्त लोग हैं, उनकी मदद करनी चाहिए नहीं करनी चाहिए. फिर मैं बोला ठीक है करते हैं, मतलब है तो एंड में अपने ही दोस्त लोग हैं. कैसा है हर्ष? तो फिर कड़ी तपस्या से अपन ने लैश को सिखाया. एक सेकंड भाई, मेरा ये इंटरनेट का मॉडेम ही गिर रहा है, इतनी हवा आ रही है. और अगर ये गिर गया तो फिर गेम ओवर हो जाएगा.
That's not ready.
लैश में भी पोपा बोला, और सब लोग पोपा ही बोलते हैं.
Reloading.
लोग ठीक कर रहे हैं कि नहीं कर रहे हैं? राइट साइड से कोई पिक ही नहीं कर रहा है. मुंबई है क्या?
Bomb buddy out.
पिंग कितना है इसके लिए?
I can't miss.
Reloading.
Next.
Going up.
हेड एंटर नहीं पड़ रही है। किधर कैंप कर रहा है राजा?
That's a good spot. That one's dead.
Got him.
Hey.
क्या अपने इधर कैंप लगा के बैठे हैं?
You lose. Excusez-moi. That's not ready. That's 3.
ये देखो वही पोजीशन पे कैंप करके बैठा है भाई। वही मुंबई से बोलना बाप है।
Teleport's ready. And 4. My ult is ready. They are so dead. Loves his gun.
ये अपना अलग डब्बा डाले जा रहा है। तेरी बेटा रहेगा ऑब्वियसली।
That's 3.
Get out of my way.
What?
भाई बॉडी बॉडी पड़ रहा है।
That's 3. Teleport's ready.
क्या आप लैश को देख के भाई लैश में से चेंबर सीधा तुम लोगों को बता रहा हूँ मैं लैश को देख के चेंबर मुझे नहीं लैश को इतना सिखाया मैंने यार तेरी माँ का जवाब कर रहा है भाई अपन अरे ये गेम खोल गया ये कैसे हो गया
Terminus. Again. He's on my trap. One less.
अरे भाई
I win again.
अरे टैप टैप नहीं हुआ रे
That's a good spot. Zet's not ready. Trap destroyed. Next. Teleport's ready. Ready. They are so dead. Charge your ults.
3 souls.
But I'm pissed.
Joke's over. You're dead.
अपना बंदा ही मर गया भाई.
My ultimate ready.
15 kills remaining. Come on, let's go!
Do better.
अरे यार. एक तो अपना बंदा एक BC है.
The hunt begins. 10 kills to go.
Cutting their vision.
Raiders down.
Reload him.
हेडशॉट तो नहीं लग रहा, मर नहीं रहे भाई 3 बुलेट खाने के बाद यार.
Flash. Teleport's ready.
अरे
Kills remaining.
So close.
भाई उनके 5 मिड पे ही आए जा.
Reloading. Careful now.
ये देखो, ये इंडिया की पब्लिक चेंबर नूबड़े इजी. ठीक है, अब परफॉर्मेंस में देखते हैं. 13-10 हारा है पैन का लोड़ा. AFK.
This match. I'm glad Laz was like, you know what, buddy? Sit back for this match. I've got it. No problems. Have a little bit of rest. I can understand the stamina after breaking the kill record yesterday on LAN environment. So Laz was like, I'll step up. No worries, bro. And I want to be interested to see how that flows into the next map as well.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? Japan has one of the biggest Valorant audiences. I have to say, in this region, they must be going wild right now.
Oh, they've got to be so happy. And by the way, talk about a lot of pressure when you have that many people watching. I mean, the viewership is disproportionately the biggest that we've got here over in Asia Pacific. But one thing that made me really excited about Zeta is that they do not seem to be as conservative.
Champions
they
Vandal
go all the way up to A and they go,
शू करो.
we're going back over to B.
आया एक सेकंड.
How much time's on the clock? We're going back over to A. And they're not waffling. They're not seesawing. And you can see that it's really paying off.
Yeah, I mean, that's so true. In fact, you're absolutely right. In fact, the pacing of how Zeta has been playing this entire map is so un-Zeta-like.
Yeah,
And we saw it in map 3 yesterday. Like, they've been trying to overcome this, but into map 3 yesterday, they started doing that old Zeta, like, kind of panic, like, delay. But that is not the case today. You're right. I think if they carry this on into Fracture, this is a really good tempo. And Fracture is another very dynamic map where you actually need to do that. You cannot be slow. You can't hesitate because you can easily be pinched in. Now, do we think this is going to be a 2-0? You were like, don't say that.
I want the audience to understand right now is Victoria has turned around at least 4 times in the past 15 minutes.
You fair weather fan.
Yes, and she goes, oh yeah, this might be a 2-0 if they keep playing. This might be a 2-0. And I said, if you keep cursing it that way, we're certainly not getting a 2-0. I hope for Zeta fans out there, Victoria hasn't just cursed your team. So if something goes wrong, to blame, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely always the Dust's fault.
Cast the curse.
But all right, let's talk about Fracture here. This is Zeta's pick going into it. What are some of our expectations?
I mean, a lot of what I said at the start of this, I feel like has turned out to not be true. At least my concerns with Zeta. They really did come in here reinvented. I think Zeta's going to be a real threat. I think Team Secret, they did manage to pull together in the later half of map 1. It was kind of funny because it looked like, as it started, that was going to be maybe one of our shortest games here in VCT. And then Team Secret did step it up, so they have proved they can be adaptive. But I think Zeta's probably got some big plans and some big ideas here to deliver.
I am still worried about the one little bit of kryptonite that you keep bringing up about Zeta is its speed. Okay, let's say they have worked on Lotus, and I think if you did look at the map draft, you would have been very, very confident that Lotus would have been one of the picks, you know, given what these teams have banned against each other previously. So Zeta may have prepped that map and may have felt confident. Coming into Fracture, it is their pick. Do they move as fast on that map? You can get punished very, very severely on it, and the way they were double, triple peeking on Lotus, especially towards spawn, you could do that on the map. But can you really do that safely on Fracture the same way? I think you get punished a lot more, and it's not so forgivable when you extend out. So I'm worried for Zeta in that if they have this new playstyle that's very un-Zeta-like, do they still hold confidence when things goes wrong, and do they have redundancy plans when it does?
No, that is definitely a really good question. So they need to carry that momentum here. And you can see Paper said this as well. We were expecting to see a very similar comp, and it's pretty much very similar. We got Crow on Breach, and I think they're set up for success here. They did choose this map, and with a run like that on the first map, they must be feeling so confident right now. But
Chimba!
अभी देखते हैं
guys, last को इतना कड़ी तपस्या से सिखाया मैंने.
Lower bracket, it's going to be a really tough fight. With that, we are going to go to map 2. Maybe Jess was right. I cursed everything, and it's not going to be a 2-0. But at the way both of these teams are playing right now, I would love to see all 3 games played out, both by Zeta and Team Secret. We're going to go over to our casters, Quack and Paperthin.
And excellent job on the desk, but you know, this is a little bit of a curveball from Team Secret. Although, excuse me, this is Zeta's map pick, the agent composition from Team Secret's side is something to be wondered about.
Yeah, I was kind of curious if we were going to see the EG, essentially, style of Fracture here from the side of Team Secret coming into this, but actually no, it's Jesse Bash on the Killjoy, which is super fascinating. I think it's the first time all year he hasn't played an initiator.
Not even all year, his whole career.
It's his whole career?
Before, yes.
Oh my gosh.
This is his first ever Killjoy. Meanwhile, I guess it does free up Jeremy to go for that raise, and then of course Dubstep back in on the Jet, so maybe we're gonna be able to see some op antics, but how effective is it gonna be?
Well, again, I think Zeta is showing, maybe held their hand a little bit yesterday, held the cards close to their vest with what their true what their true form is, right? Like
is their final form?
Yeah, exactly, man. They're really Dragon Ball Z-ing us here. Like they're just taking their time to show us, that level 3 Super Saiyan that apparently that they're digging into. So, I mean, but this is, like the desk is saying, it can on Fracture punish you a little bit with some of that aggressive play, but at the same time, if your team is fired up, if everybody's kind of on the same page, you can also smother your opponents. Now, Laz is going to be under a ton of pressure here early. A little bit shown from Borkum over towards A, but everybody else swinging into B, and Laz wisely gets the heck out of dodge.
He was trying to go for a bit of a pick, but unfortunately he's going to have to back off. The rest of them, though, you're talking about an aggression, and they're pushing out of A. They're trying to set up a fifth flank, but they don't know that Borkum's really in the corner, so Depp, unfortunately, is going to lose his body. The rest of the team now trying to come on through. The Frenzies will not really connect, and Envy gets the shots instead. Now the rest of Zeta trying to push out of Canteen. It feels like Team Secret has a read on this, though, and Envy just swings back around, rears his ugly head, and now he's going to nail down Zeta.
Oh, this is just an absolutely stellar round from Team Secret to start. So many good things here that they do. They send Borkum out enough to A to get the info that there's pressure from Zeta. And then they swing into B.
Map 3 जाएगा?
To get out. Then they set up the turret and they set a trap around the turret. There's a crossfire here from Sewers and from Borkum on the other side of the box, as well as coming in with Envy from the stairs. So this is just, it's hard to draw it up much better than this for Team Secret. This is an absolutely well thought out pistol round that completely put Zeta into a position where they just fall right into the traps of Team Secret. So good read here to start from Team Secret. Now again though, these Thrifties are much more dangerous with a chamber in play. With Depp grabbing a Sheriff, a couple Frenzies as well.
And they heard that alt orb too, so Team Secret recognizing that danger, they're gonna back up. In fact, if they actually push him to B, yeah, it's completely open, and Zeta has to go in for a quick retake. They're trying to make some plays happen off of the Sheriffs that Depp has, but it's going to be tough. Again, Team Secret, Borkum, everyone's getting a read on this. They see it all too clearly on the map. And at the same time, you've got 𝐋𝐈𝐍𝐊𝐒 inside of Tunnel, and he's going to be able to peek out with the Vandal. But Tem goes in close. Could be, yeah, he's going to pick up the Vandal. Tosses it over onto Depp instead, although there is a kill coming out from Jeremy. So Team Secret now a little bit more aware of this.
That's a little bit of a misstep. Dubstep trying to cut off these reinforcements.
Just trying to go in for it though. Trying to create a bit of that chaos. The rest of them swinging out from the sides because of it. They're trying to get as many kills as possible, but yes, you're right. Because of time, unfortunately, they're all going to have to back off, and Sugar0 dying to the spike.
Well, all things considered here for Zeta, that's not a terrible round. And again, I think Team Secret has a pretty decent idea of what Zeta is trying to accomplish on this retake. It seemed like they were pretty well aware of this rotate over towards the tree side, but Zeta still, again, able to kind of stack up together, work together, you know, play for these trades that Jess was talking about at the desk. And they're able to take Jesse down, grab his gun eventually, even though there is the cover. To make sure that, you know, potentially that if that Vandal is dropped, it's dealt with, but it's able to get just enough around the corner. They're able to pick it up and still do some damage with those frenzies. So Depp on a judge, as now the arcade pressure that had been shown so much from Team Secret here early is where Zeta is putting a little bit more of their attention, but it's actually the dish push. A couple pistols, one rifle with the Vandal, Bulldog as well for Dubstep, so.
Yeah, all right, trying to reposition around this, but drop is kind of left open, and that was one of the issues. However, as long as they can land the shots, it will still be good. With that A-main control, Crow swings back around, but gets traded off by Jeremy. 10 comes in through the door now, and it's these little choke points that kind of block off the entrance. However, still sharp shooting coming out from Team Secret. Borkum gets one of his own. It is all up to Depp and 𝘼𝐿𝐻. Although they are in position, they don't quite have line of sight.
And just another bit of a kind of misread here from Zeta on what Team Secret's adaptations are going to be. Relay Bolt is going to completely miss Jeremy. 𝘼𝐿𝐻.
Well, relay bolts, but also relaying off of one another. They actually go in to take control over A-main, and then 𝘼𝐻 wraps back around, which is a pretty good play. 𝑖nvi now having to be made aware of this. He repositions up on top, which gives him the angle onto Depp. A bit of a flash coming out as well, and 𝘼𝐻 not quite able.
Chalo guys, अभी लग रहा है Team Secret का time है.
Team Secret gets the bonus.
Yeah, this is so good for Team Secret. Again, forcing tendencies, you know, out of Zeta, or I should say, kind of just keeping Zeta thinking that, okay, it's going to be another arcade push, maybe they're just going to try to B. You almost have to have that map where they went B every time, right, in the back of your head, as something Team Secret could do to you, where they just bully a site over and over and over. But this time around, they use that against Zeta here, and they crunch into A-main. And even though it's a decent reaction from Ten and Crow, it's still not enough overall. And Ten's out here. Okay.
Well, still the trade's coming through, though. I mean, a fantastic start from Team Secret, right? And then inspires confidence for them to go in a little bit harder onto this A site. It's a full 5-finger death punch onto the site, and Zeta has to kind of react around this. Unfortunately, they're not quite able to block. They're not quite able to until the stingers ring through. 𝑖nvi tries to strike back, but Crow comes down hard on him.
Yeah, and this is a really nice reaction from Crow in this round. He hears the alarm bot being placed outside of the door, doesn't opt to go for that kind of, you know, surprise door open with the stinger to try to get the kills. Instead, assumes that that's going to be an angle that's not going to be pushed or pressured. He takes a bit of a gamble, but it pays off. He swings over to the box here at the front and able to set up this beautiful crossfire right at the choke point of the site. So again, Crow looking really, really good here today for Zeta.
Yeah, I'm going to call it a little bit of hubris from Team Secret too. I mean, there was a sky smoke. Crow with that well-timed flashpoint as well completely stopped Team Secret. Off to the next round, however. Again, because Fracture is such a chaotic map, 4 points that you have to look out for, it's tough for teams to get a read. But this is what we're seeing from Team Secret's composition. This is why we're seeing 𝐿𝐻𝐼𝐍𝐻 on that 𝘼𝐽𝐽. Dubstep gets to pull out the operator, and off of it, he's looking for a pick.
Yeah, and he's quite good with this operator. him versus Laz on those ops.
Timing
a point of interest for sure on this map, but right now,
Laz is on the other side.
Exactly. Laz is completely on the other side. You read my brain there. Like Laz isn't anywhere near this. But look at the way that Zeta's setting up for this. They've read this pressure here from the side of Team Secret with that fault line as well. So catching Jeremy here, kind of nullifying this showstopper. Zeta with a really smart potential retake coming up.
Yeah, so far Zeta's been pretty good on reading how some of these ultimates will be played, and that's why they play so far back. 𝘼 trying to stop them from getting the site as well. Throws out the fast lane, throws out the relay bolt, and then kicks things into overdrive. He's looking to push off Team Secret, but with 30 seconds left, Team Secret has no choice but to commit. They already have tower. Laz is watching down some of these angles, though. The operator trained in. Oh, but here comes Dubstep as well. 𝘼𝐻𝐿𝐿 out from tree, but not quite able to peek out. 𝘼 just trying to hold them off for as long as possible, sending out a couple of beams. 𝘼𝐻𝐿𝐿 makes use of the smoke to actually push up front, but 𝘼's already back on the Vandal. And now it's only 5 seconds remaining. Can't plant this spike. Hit by the Aftershock and the paint shells. It's going to be Dubstep trying to hold on to this operator. He gets stunned, he gets concussed, and he's trying to crouch to stay alive, but Zeta chokes him out.
Just so smart here from Zeta. A great start for Team Secret. A good punch back from Zeta. Playing so patiently here. Able to dodge the showstopper. Not playing anybody on site. 𝘼 finds a great little timing there to sneak in, get a kill, and then leaves with his overdrive intact, just in case. And then they utilize their utility, the Rolling Thunder, into the Aftershock, into the paint shells to delay. There's no hope for Team Secret to ever even get that plant down, and they take the op away, and it's eco for Team Secret. 𝘼𝐻𝐿𝐿 sitting on an orbital strike. Kind of curious if he's going to wait for that lockdown or not. We've seen on this map, it's a little bit more difficult to kind of hold on to your, or not, I should say, let loose with your ults instead of holding on to them against the lockdown, because it's harder to find that angle into sewers. Because you have to commit, people, you have to commit bodies often to really get down in there to clear it without an orbital strike. So my eyes are firmly on 𝘼𝐻𝐿 this round to see how he wants to utilize this super powerful ult.
Well, he's just going to play it safe for now. Team Secret anticipating peaks or pushes, trying to bait them out, if at anything. They want some more firepower, right? Again, with the pistols, it's just difficult. And I don't know if Dubstep has his blades popped. Even if he does, it's difficult to pull it off. We've only got 50 seconds left now.
Grenade around the corner. 10-1.
Wow.
10-2.
10-3. Nope, not quite. The rest of them backing off. And Zeta, they're just going to hold things down. There is the third.
Ult pop नहीं किया ना Dubstep ने.
Man. Just
बेचारा
𝘼𝐻𝐿𝐿 doesn't even need to get involved in that round. It's just completely smothered by 10 and 𝘼.
The duelists. I mean, this is looking fantastic as a response from Zeta. Although they lost the bonus, now coming back 3 rounds right back at Team Secret.
अगर ये round Team Secret ने convert किया ना तो उन लोग ult टेक्नोलॉजी बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा तो.
Coming out from them. Knowing that it's an eco, they might,
पर ये round अगर Zeta convert करता है,
trying to make some plays around
harder
the
for
spot.
them.
Laz calls out the B is clear. The rest of them just holding out around haul and drop.
I think we're going to see some kind of fake here from Team Secret. So Team Secret so far has been pretty standard with their hits. It's been pretty obvious where they're going to be going. And so I like, again, after those first 3 rounds, the changes, one of the bigger changes Zeta has made here is they're spreading the map and they're playing for retake. They're not, or playing to or hit a choke point, like collapse onto it. And that's what's getting them a lot of these rounds, getting them these successes here. So I think it's Team Secret now. You need to start spreading the map a little bit more yourself. You need to maybe set up a fake. What I would like to see from Zeta in response is like a fast hit, like a fast crunch. I would love to see that. Maybe even use the orbital strike to set up something crazy. I mean, it would be so unexpected. I don't expect Zeta to do it. If any team's going to do it, it's like not them.
That's the thing.
But I think it'd be really fun to see.
I think it would work out really well as well, because that's something, you got to do the unexpected, right? And if Team Secret, they're calling this timeout, that's the thing about Warbird. He's never too hesitant to step in and intervene if something needs to be changed. If there's some execute that he sees could open up a site. But if Zeta goes on the counteractive as well, it might throw them off.
Man,
At least for now, it is happening. They're pushing out from bridge side of the spawn, and Dep manages to catch 𝘼𝘽𝑒𝑝 in the back. Beautiful. First rifle gone now. Jeremy comes in for the trade, and they're trying to hold down some of these sight lines, but Envy's down low. 𝑘𝑟O takes him out and ends out to 𝘼𝑒𝑚. He's coming out from sewer, but unfortunately not quite able to make it happen. Jessie, 1 HP! The
bhai, nice crunch,
Zeta
bhai.
puts themselves up on top 4-3.
This is a beautiful timeout from Junior. He did exactly what I wanted to see here. I wanted to see them get aggressive. I wanted to see them set up some kind of crunch onto Team Secret, and that's exactly what they do. With 𝘼𝘽𝑒 leading the way with that Neon, he is able to buy you so much space, get that opening pick, and then they've got Team Secret completely trapped. And I was a little bit worried about 𝘼𝑟O there for a second, left on his own. Didn't matter. Didn't even get to the point where Team Secret got to
पर next round
the point where they made contact with
Zeta के पास भी आ जाएगा, result आ जाएगा, Brim ult रहेगा.
A truly reformed Zeta, now going on the offensive at times. It begs the question for Team Secret. They might start to leave people around spawn area just to watch in case they're flex now. And off of that, again, back to another eco. Yes, jessie_bash on the Guardian, 𝘼𝑒𝑚 on the Stinger. They're trying to find whatever they can get. 𝘼𝘽𝑒𝑝 pulls out the knives, and here he comes, out from on top. He takes down 10. Orbital strike just to hold off the rest of the squad, though, and 𝘼𝘽𝑒𝑝's kind of alone.
Just a beautiful
I didn't
stun
like the
from
orbital
Envy
strike.
to set
Unless
him
you
up
are
for
going to rush and capitalize on
Zeta
that,
can
there
get
is no
something
point.
going here, but that's a great execute for Team Secret.
Here he comes, just hopping around. He managed to get the sight.
Good board.
Question is, yeah, he's still around the back, and Zeta are surely paranoid about this. 𝘼𝘽𝑒𝑝, oh, he's going for it again. Down to 1 blade, however. The incendiary flushes him out of position. Now he's just dancing back and forth between covers. Unfortunately, wins the blade, and Jeremy now has to watch his brother's back. The rest of the Zeta squad trying to go up front, but again, time is ticking. It's running out. The angles just do not quite favor them. 𝘼𝘽𝑒𝑝 tries to go in for a bit of heroics, but Envy strikes him down from behind. The last one left, and with such a valuable weapon, he backs off and keeps it in his pocket.
Yeah, this is a great response here from Team Secret. A pacey hit on the back of this Blade Storm. Envy having so much impact with his utility. The stun to set up 𝘼𝘽𝑒𝑝 for the first one. The rolling thunder almost give him a second onto 𝘼𝑟O, but still to buy them the time and the space that they need to get into these proper crossfires to make things almost impossible. I mean, 𝘼𝘽𝑒 with a nice little transfer there. But Team Secret just with a very smart, well-calculated round. Now you got to start thinking as Zeta, do you put Laz into radar? Yes, I like this a lot from Zeta. I think it's a really good pivot point for this chamber.
Oh my god, he actually lands the shots! Outside from Dish, he finds one. Team Secret continues to push out from main though, but they get completely thrown in for a loop. A wrench in their plans, and 𝘼𝑟O ends it off with a double kill.
A nice attempt here from Team Secret. It's what worked for them in the previous round, try it again. Use that Envy utility to set up your duelists, to set up Jeremy for the showstopper. Sure, he gets one, but again, it's Zeta playing for each other, playing off of their duelists. Always somebody there to back up either 𝘼𝘽𝑒𝑝 or 10. And it's a counter, you know, again, it's the counter here from 𝘼𝑎𝑍𝑒. Laz there, again, I wanted to see him up on that dish to cover it. He's able to take down jessie_bash with the op, and that immediately basically gives you the info that that's probably a solo player. I can hightail it back over to help out my teammates.
Which is incredible. Right now it's being sounded off again. jessie_bash calls for this. The rest of the squad trying to press in on A main once more. But it's all too clear for Zeta. The paint shells will kind of discourage Laz from re-peeking though. And off of that, there's a little bit of space that they can work off of. jessie_bash still has the lockdown, but although they're flooding into the site, oh my goodness, Zeta! They're not quite able to land their shots. 𝘼𝑟O comes back in for the trades, and unfortunately, Jeremy answers right back. And with a thrifty win, Team Secret ties up the score.
Back and forth we go. Team Secret here not letting up off of the gas. They are just pushing Zeta and trying to force them into situations where Zeta has to scramble, where Zeta can't really take a moment to think about how they want to play these retakes. Never even given the opportunity. That one-way there set up for Envy, catches Laz in the corner. And that paint shells early to displace Laz really helps Team Secret out in this round, because that operator never gets to sing.
Such a little thing, and it causes so much mayhem. Laz now once more, unfortunately not quite able to make it sing, but now he does. And the rest of Team Secret continues to push through anyway, kicking up the pace.
I like the pump of the brakes here. The Rolling Thunder going to set this push up, but oh my god, Jeremy gets to the back lines!
And now Crow gets to go in even further. Depth going along with it as well. 10 now creating that chaos on the other side. Team Secret not
इतने fast rounds हो रहे हैं.
Well, if you had told me that this is what we were going to see today with Team Secret versus Zeta Division is some W keying, I would have told you no. You're an idiot.
Yeah. But this is awesome. I mean,
it is a lot of fun.
Coming out from the regular season of Pacific, not at all what we expected from Zeta, but a very welcome sight. Team Secret, on the other hand, trying to fight fire with fire. They managed to pull themselves back in for just a moment, but now here we are. Last round of the first half, and it's 6-5. Dubstep, op for op, and he's peeking out. Oh, spots the foot, gets the wall bang. Now Depp comes out from the other side, but not expecting
Oh,
Envy in the
shot
corner.
by
2 shots
Envy.
back to back, so sharp.
Oh,
Ooh, it's a one-tap.
That was
Where
nasty.
you going, son?
That is nasty. All right, and Dub here. Oh, I thought he was going to be good for that, but just a little bit off the mark. And Crow with a 1v5 and a Rolling Thunder and an Orbital Strike. I don't think so.
Oh, hit that. Oh, Rolling Thunder, Orbital Strike, a Phantom Burst. Jesus Christ.
TRX
everything thrown at Crow.
हाँ यार.
I'm running out of breath, man. That was an exercise. That was a workout, dude. That was quite a fast-paced half towards the end there. I mean, Dubstep, or not Dubstep, excuse me, Envy there, just hiding in the corner, not really accounted for in the mental calculus for Zeta. We see that kind of crop up with them every once in a while, but Team Secret, well aware here after they take out Laz on the other side of the map.
क्या चल रहा है?
Dubstep to kind of recognize that angle. And get the op of his own, kind of cut some funds from some of the other players, and it pays off brilliantly for Team Secret.
This is something I'm thinking about because, yeah, you got the two duelists, both raises actually popping off and doing so much of the entry work, whether it's on the retake or Jeremy actually pushing in.
Zeta wins 13-8.
But it's
मेरा
also
prediction.
the operator coming up
Actually,
from
नहीं,
Dubstep as well
13-9,
as Laz, right? You live by the op,
Pistol
but
हार
you
गए तो
also
problem
die
हो
from
जाएगा.
it.
Yeah, and I mean, that was going to be a big point of interest for me here when I saw that.
क्या
early
बोलते हो?
attack
जल्दी
side
prediction
off
दो
for
guys.
Dubstep was how much of that part of the game plan for Team Secret was going to pay off, especially going against such a talented operator player like Laz, and it did pay off in the end. The first round didn't go their way the first time, but in the long run, Dubstep, they're able to better Laz. And now you go over to the attacker side with 6-6, though. I tell you what, I don't know if that's good enough for Team Secret. With this comp, again, this is an attacker-sided comp. Anytime you have a Neon on Fracture, it basically is an attacker-sided comp. So, yes, thank you, Bhavin Kotwani. Yes, I'm aware. I'm a
करते हो
fan.
जब मैं
I'm a
बोलता
fan
हूँ
of the
guys
pineapple.
48k करो 50k
I will
करो
admit
करते
it
हो नहीं
fully.
करते हो ना?
But anyway, what I'm saying is this is going to be a tough defender-sided half for the side of Team Secret.
That's right. Composition.
And what we saw in Lotus, right? This isn't that different in a lot of the ideas of what you're trying to do.
That's why, again, I feel like sometimes it comes down to a little bit of that coordinated play if they want to go for it. What I like is the idea of Laz being that individual player to lock down certain angles with his operator or his sword of force. Meanwhile, Dubstep can do the same thing on the defensive side. You also have this Killjoy, though, and that is something that can be used to delay Zeta on their pushes. So it's not impossible. It's very, very doable. And it comes down to how well coordinated Zeta can be on their attack.
And that puts a lot of pressure on the 10 with those paint shells, potentially to be clearing those nano swarms and the alarm bots and that kind of thing. But I like what you're saying about Laz, and I think the thing I like about Chamber versus, hold on, this might get spicy. I might have to hold my thought. I think Team Secret's gonna let this plant happen, and be just doing a little poke checking here.
Well, the sky smokes are down. Spike will get planted too. Team Secret just positioning themselves for this, but they have to watch their backs because Laz is coming. He's coming.
Shot by 10.
Off on the classic. Right clicks, left clicks. He's nailing them all. And now Envy tries to fire back on his own too. Unfortunately, not quite able to do enough damage.
By 10.
Leave 𝘼𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐻 on the long rotate. Coming down from drop. It's a little bit too obvious, and Laz is coming in to check.
Saw the elbow.
Ooh.
Gets the headshot.
Watch his body fall.
Yeah, that's it's a bit of a tough round there for Team Secret. Zeta just really good to get out of the way of some of that utility without taking too much damage. Envy pretty on point with it. But again, oh, what a shot from 10. That's just great. Great reactions from him. Hits another headshot even. Of course, with the classic, you're not going to get that kill. But yeah, Laz is ready for it after seeing the elbow. Look, one of the big differences I want to talk about here is the Chamber versus the Killjoy, right, on this attacker side. The Killjoy is more of an information gatherer, more of a flank protector. Laz is also in that flank protecting role, but it's more dangerous because if you run into him, it's a lot more likely that you're going to die to him than it is if you're going up against a Killjoy because of the natural chamber utility, right?
That's one thing that I really like from Laz right now, because first of all, the rendezvous, and also with how he goes for lurks sometimes. Or here come the right clicks. 𝘼𝐻𝐿𝐿, Borkum, they get some of their own. And then the automatic weapons fire off. Envy tries to pull out some heroics with the Sheriff again, but not this time, brother. Laz comes down all the way onto tree. And Jeremy, only a classic in hand.
Yeah, this is rather difficult. No gun to be able to pick up unless he can take out 𝘼 here. 𝘼's not ready. Okay, now he is.
Okay.
Not the cleanest, but still a really decisive round for Zeta.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the tough part of some of these rounds is, especially on Fracture, there's a lot of places you can hide some of that short-range weaponry, especially on the B side, whether it be in tower or behind those boxes or near Gen or near Canteen or something. There's so many of those little angles, and it can be really difficult to clear them all, but still Zeta does good enough. I mean, that's fine. Again, with Laz there on that chamber, you're able to basically get a Sheriff with a slightly less investment. And curious to see what they want to do. 𝘼's already on the rope coming back. It's kind of a different look here. They're going to let Laz lead the way. I think this is Zeta trying to sell kind of a fake, if that makes sense.
Yeah, around bridge, right? I wonder if that's why Team
Oh!
Laz! Oh, the eagle eye! 2 hits popped off! And now Team Secret has to recover. They're positioned around the door, sure, but the site, it's already been taken. Borkum as well as Envy kind of close, but 𝘼𝐻𝐿𝐿, I think he's calling for the
Tata,
save,
bye bye,
not
round
moving away
chhod
from
do.
B site. Now just looking for some exits. And all it took was 2 headhunter rounds.
I mean, I thought this was going to be more of like a trying to maybe sell some false information, but Laz is just too good, man. He should never play anything but chamber ever again. I mean, just forget it. It's just, he's such a treat to watch.
You heard it first here, folks. Paper thin 2023.
Nothing but chamber.
Nothing. Oh my god!
Goodness gracious.
Another flick. Well, Borkum answers back, but it's just to hold on to these rifles. Zeta again, they're going hunting!
I mean, the confidence here, Quack, from Zeta is through the roof. Wow. This is not the Zeta that I'm used to seeing.
This in regular season of Pacific?
No, we did not. And that's what we've been begging for, right? Like, as everybody, fans, analyst, talent, everybody across the world.
Oh my god!
I just threw my pen in disgust. That was nasty.
Paper thin prophecy foretold. Junior execute. Never again. All right. Last on chamber.
Well, and now, I mean, the scary thing is for other teams, regardless of how today turns out, you don't want to play. You don't want to play Zeta on these maps. No, Jeremy going for the what I call the Jing box. Yeah. Jing loves that box.
Double satchel up, but he bypasses it with the fast lane. Slides underneath him too. Jeremy managing to get Laz though, so that's a little bit of impact gone. However, still got to watch out for Sewer. Borkum coming back up around the top. 10 just watches it down. 𝘼𝐻𝐿𝐿 trying to pull off some hijinks, but 𝘼 has got it covered.
And only 𝘼 on 5 health there. If 𝘼 just pulls the trigger.
Man, not too big of a problem now. Jeremy trying to find some of these angles. Slowly traversing across, isolating it. But look at the angles being held. 𝘼, 5 HP, not able to survive, but 𝘼 already trained it.
4 in a row for Zeta. 3 away from ending this.
भाई मेरी prediction change. अभी ऐसा middle में थोड़ी prediction change कर सकता है रे ये cheater.
I mean, I'm just so pleased after what looked like
Fine by chat, pada.
unbelievably concerning start to this LCQ for Zeta yesterday. And a very back and forth, a very long, exhausting match
what
against
makes
RQ.
a successful
Come in here
mid-round
today
caller,
looking like
and
this.
who do you recommend
Personally,
to watch?
Yesterday
I recommend
was
to
a little bit
watch
weird,
Booster.
but this fracture, I mean, maybe they saved this up, but look at how they actually went in for
Actually,
that. First of all,
RRQ
Jeremy with
also
the Jake
sometimes
box,
does a great job
but the
at
way that
mid-round
Depp fought
adjustments.
that with his own aggression, it's something that's so confident coming out from Zeta. We don't always see this, like we're talking about. And with the 4 rounds in a row now, Team Secret are feeling the heat, that pressure. They lose this, it's bad economy, it's 11-6.
Start off with.
And one away from a bunch of big ults. Rolling Thunder, Orbital Strike, Tour de Force, even the Overdrive for Depp. All important. You do have already Showstopper and Orbital Strike, and I think that's why Zeta's pumping the brakes here a little bit. You know, Depp trying to take some contact if possible. Gonna sell this fake here, or at least try to. But he's just stopped by utility. He can't push forward.
Which is okay. I mean, he's pulling these 3 players still on the site. Dubstep tries to go in for the shot, but unfortunately, it's only a leg. Flashes come out, and he is gonna have to back off. Jeremy tries to go in for the showstopper, but Les punches him out of the air. Dubstep trying to fire back, but unfortunately smoked off. Can't see anything. You can't shoot what you can't see, and Zeta just gets the spike plant off of that.
Unbelievable. Now Rolling Thunder available here for Crow. He's already dialing it up, aiming it towards the generator.
Out of charges.
And there's a long flank being attempted here by Jesse, but he's got to get on his horse.
Oh my god. It's down to that sniper duel again.
Off your feet!
Right off the utility, and Laz.
Oh my god.
One enemy remaining.
You try to go
Bhai,
through the
Jesse
valley
bhai ko
of death,
kill mil
but
gaya,
Laz just blocks you outright. And now,
नहीं हो रहा है, ये
Jesse
तो
that's
game
the
हो
last
गया
one
है.
left alive, despite the rest of Team Secret trying to go through. He's gonna get caught on the ropes! He's gonna
FNS
get caught on the ropes, Paper Thin! Oh!
It's caught on the ropes, and Team Secret is on the ropes in this match. Zeta 2 away. And Team Secret gonna have to pop another timeout. Dire now, and Zeta sitting on huge ults to boot. Quack, this is... I look
Even
at this,
PRX
just Showstopper and Laz
in the
with a quick
chaos.
flick.
When they get shut down
Shuts
early
that
round,
right
how
down.
they readjust mid-round
And
is also good. But that is a different style of play.
It's nothing but just art from Zeta today. It is art. Someone call the Louvre. We're gonna put this matchup in there.
I mean, Laz on the operator, that's his brush. This map, or at least this series today so far, this is his
जो हेवन
canvas.
से जो RRQ के सामने
It's
खेले कितना
unbelievable what
फर्क
we're
है.
watching right
इतना
now.
decisive
With
खेल
5
रहा है
rounds
Zeta.
won in a row from Zeta. Remember, the 3rd one was won off of 2 Headhunter rounds. That's crazy. Team Secret, you mentioned, you know, backs are against the ropes. What do you do when you're in such a position? You can't continue to block. You have to come out
अभी
swinging.
इतना decisive.
I like what you're saying. I think that's kind of like what we saw on Zeta in the previous timeout that Team Secret took, right? They came out swinging, and it won them around. I think you're absolutely right. I think as Team Secret here, you've got to try to just shut this down. You've got to put some pressure on Zeta to try to confuse them. Now, that being said, even when that's happened, Zeta at times has reacted to it pretty well here recently. We've seen where, like, Jeremy gets, like, past, like, a couple players in Zeta and they're still able to deal with it. So, Zeta is so locked in right now. It's going to be difficult. You can see already, though, Zeta's looking for what you're talking about. The danger ping coming out of A main there, Quack, leads me to believe that they're suspecting exactly what you're talking about. But for right now, Team Secret content with these shotguns to try to play more of a up close and personal style.
Which I don't mind.
I don't either. This is also a very good response to this, because this is something that does sometimes, saw it previously on the other half, trick Zeta, where they're not ready for some of these angles where you're holding with close range weaponry.
That's the thing. I mean, they're going to anticipate the swings coming out from Team Secret. That's with the pings that we saw earlier on. But if the time passes and Zeta doesn't see all that much, they're left with no choice but to make a move. And as soon as they go into the site, if these angles, these corners aren't checked, they're going to be in for a rude awakening.
And with the information that Jesse has with this Killjoy, they know that this is almost certainly a tree hit here. And so, like, so much pressure on Jeremy to get this first kill, maybe 2.
Oh, he's got to be good for it, though. Yep. Relay bolt. Oh, okay, first shot onto 10. However, here comes Dubstep. The Sheriff will not sound through. Paint shells. And
Oh, भाई Laz ने बचा दिया
Ivory
भाई.
Tower. Invi comes in with the Sheriff. Oh, a triple kill of his own. invigorating Envy shuts down Zeta.
Yeah, and this is so great here. The setup for Team Secret is so nice with Jesse over on the A side with the turret in A main, with the alarm bot nano combo outside a drop. He's ready for any kind of A hit. And in the meantime, they can lean in this direction towards B. And Envy just absolutely gorgeous with that Sheriff.
First two shots.
That's a much needed round for Team Secret.
Just a micro adjustment because he anticipates the next peak too. Oh, but here comes the up! Les! The Japanese sniper strikes back!
I mean, I was just about to say, the tour de force is ready. Dub's got his op. Can he win that battle again? This time around, it's going to go to Laz. It's unreal. Look at the ults available here for Zeta. Such a scary round. I mean, a couple big ones as well for Team Secret, so this could get very messy very fast.
Could be a big round, but it also could be Zeta just trying to force Team Secret to burn out some of these ultimates. So the Rolling Thunder from Envy now.
ये इधर मर गया बाबा और वो दिन 100 थी वाले गेम में उसके पैर पे मारा वो नहीं मारा ये अल्ट का फंडा ही गलत है रे.
And Team Secret, do you want to join us? I don't think so.
They can't. The money's just not there.
इतना नीचे मारा मर गया उसने उधर पैर पे मारा बॉक्स पे वो नहीं मारा.
I think they need to go for this.
Oh God.
I'm a bit surprised. They have enough money to buy one more.
It's 2 on 5, I guess.
But with the way the score is, right? Because this is going to be the 12th round for Zeta, I almost feel like you should probably go for this.
Oh my God, Depp!
Well, Depp is in just full on. Just go for it.
The movement and then 10 to come in for the peak! A 4th kill in this round for the guy. And it's match point for Zeta Division.
I love the way Zeta, once they hit the go button, Depp just starts pushing space. He's aware of the ults available. I mean, this is the biggest. Right there, that pick there, and 10 ready with his ult to counter that Rolling Thunder. It doesn't matter if you're stunned up. It doesn't really change much with that showstopper. But also, Depp is pushing space. He's clearing out any of those angles and getting away from where that Rolling Thunder is likely to be coming from. So he's able to kind of help bail his team out if that Rolling Thunder hits, you know, at an inopportune time, but still all of the protocols so good for Zeta in that round.
His talent is unmatched now. I mean, along with the hard work, you can tell he's been spending some time in the lab on this Neon. Dubstep trying to go proactive with the blades. But it's gonna be tough. Match point. Again, so much pressure. Goes in for the swing. It's not meant to be. Crow and Sugar Zero, you've been melted. Team Secret, how else do you anchor down the sights now? Again, all for the upper bracket final, and Zeta are right at the very edge, right at the precipice. They want to take it home. Laz, watching down the sky smokes. Jesse Vash, heading a little bit curious.
Yeah, this is great awareness here from Zeta. Sensing that something's amiss with that smoke, and they don't want to mess with it. You know, Laz willing to invest a couple headhunters. Envy has to go nuclear here if this is going to go anywhere for Team Secret.
Just got a Vandal, a couple of flash points, but he doesn't know that they're there. Can't really peek out either. Oh, and it's the wall bag. Take a dirt nap, Envy. It's time to go to sleep. Zeta has the sight. Borkum's right around the corner, but he doesn't have all that much else. Maybe the incendiary to deny his fight, that's about it. Jesse Vash has to go in from the other side to pick up a weapon, but now Depp pulls out the overdrive. They sense this. It's scary. Laz watching the flank. He knows that
TS ने एक चीज नहीं किया जो Zeta ने किया और जो I think TS ने करना चाहिए था वो fake pushes दिखाना. कुछ भी fake push दिखाया नहीं उन
लोगों ने. Jesse Vash gets tagged up. A good crouch. Takes off
उससे क्या होता है उन लोग Zeta का rotation draw out कर सकते थे. क्योंकि Zeta rotate करके आ भी रहा था. तो वो चीज TS ने किया नहीं. I think वो करते
तो still persistent though, but Zeta Division are aiming with pride today.
Huge win here for Zeta. And everything you've wanted from this team for Zeta came together. This is just absolutely brilliant stuff across the board. The whole team, the coaching staff, the players deserve a ton of credit. And Laz on that chamber, no doubt he is the truth. He is unbelievable with those ops. He is unbelievable with the chamber utility. An absolute talent. 10 on that raise has been fairly consistent. He's done a good job. And Depp on the Neon. He does a lot of the dirty work here for Zeta. His stats might not be out of this world, but the space he gains and the like lack of fear
ये
that he
फ्रैक्चर
has
जैसे
is
मैप
so
में है ना,
invaluable for them.
ठीक है,
The lack of
जेटा ने
fear,
क्या 2-3 चीज अच्छी
whatever
की.
else thereof. I mean,
एक राउंड देखो उन लोग
yes,
4 ए स्टैक
Crow
करके
was
रेडी बैठे थे
nuts.
फाइट के लिए, डिश पे ऑपर ला
he
के बैठे थे. तो
actually
इवन दो
has
रेज
the
से वो
most
किल
kills
मिला,
on his team
किल
for this map.
ऑफ से किल,
Although
डोर
10
पे किल,
Laz and Depth,
राइट.
yeah, they're getting a
ये
lot of
शट
these
डाउन हो गए.
impactful
तो
frags.
सीक्रेट ने
Sugar0
एक
with
भी
12
गैम्बल नहीं
assists.
लिया अपने डिफेंस
Crow
में,
actually
ठीक है,
tops
एक भी
scoreboard.
गैम्बल नहीं लिया जैसे जेटा ने
with
लिया
10 higher
ना.
up
उन
on
लोग ने
the
पिंसर
ACS
किया.
course, but
आई
still,
फेक पुश का मैं जो बात
the
कर रहा था
man,
अभी,
the
फॉर
myth,
एग्जांपल
the legend,
जेटा ने एक
Laz
राउंड यहाँ से देखो
back
पिंसर
on this
किया,
chamber.
मतलब 3 लोग ने पुश
Never
किया.
put him on something.
वो टाइम पे ब्रीच ने ना ऐसा फेक पुश दिखा कि स्टन करके फ्लैश करके कि हम यहाँ से फाइट ले ले, और सीक्रेट को थोड़ा वो 3-4 सेकंड के लिए वहाँ पे रुका के रखा, ठीक है, और तब तक इन लोग पीछे से आके उन लोग को मार दिए, राइट. तो वो एक तरीका हो गया फेक पुश दिखाने का. एक और तरीका जेटा ने यूज किया था, डेप अकेला बी पे था, उसने अपना फास्ट लेन यूज किया और इधर एक स्मोक किया उन लोगों ने दिखाने के लिए कि पुश कर रहे, और वही राउंड में उन लोग 4 ही खेल रहे थे, समझ रहे हो. तो वो सब चीज सीक्रेट ने नहीं किया ना. सीक्रेट ने अपने अटैक पे फेक किया ना, डिफेंस पे फेक किया कुछ प्रेशर की, रोटेशंस ड्रॉ आउट नहीं किया सीक्रेट ने. तो वो चीज मैं सीक्रेट से जनरली एक्सपेक्ट करता हूँ, पर एक बार उन्होंने नहीं किया. हाँ, साइलेंट पुशेस किए, पर अगेंस्ट अ टीम लाइक जेटा, राइट, हु आर वेरी अवेयर अनलेस दे आर कमिटिंग टू अ साइट, राइट, यू कैन नॉट. वो साइलेंट पुशेस शायद इतना अच्छे से काम नहीं करेगा अनलेस यू कैच अ टाइमिंग. एंड सिंस जेटा भी साइलेंट रहता है, तुम लोग को पता नहीं ना उन लोग 4 ये साइड पे है कि 4 ये साइड पे है कि 5 इधर है कि 2-2 है, समझ रहे हो, क्योंकि जेटा भी साइलेंटली ही रहता है मोस्ट ऑफ द मैप में, सिंस उन लोग का अटैकिंग ऑफ भी है, तो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू प्रेडिक्ट. ठीक है, समझ में आया क्या बोल रहा हूँ. If I was secret, I would put fake pressure on Zeta and see how they react, right? While maybe walk pushing down another side to get a pick. ठीक है, that is something they could have done. या फेक प्रेशर करके ए में ऑप लगा दिया पैसिव, क्योंकि जेटा अर्ली यूटिल यूज कर रहा ही है. सॉरी, अर्ली यूज यूटिल नहीं कर रहा था पहले, अगर वॉकिंग कर रहे तो तुम फेक प्रेशर करके दूसरे साइड पे ऑप लगा सकते हो एंगल पे, या पैसिव भी लगा सकते हो, एंड देन प्ले रीटेक में भी कीप कंट्रोल ऑफ डिश. तो against a team like Zeta, it's difficult to crunch unless you have a lot of ults, right? Like if you have a breach ult or a rage ult, or if you have a set plan, जैसे वो EG का वो crunch अगर तुम लोगों ने देखा था क्या DRX के सामने, जिसने भी वॉच बसर देखा है उसको याद रहेगा. इधर स्टन करके बीमेन पे फ्लैश करके आ गए थे, ये स्टन किया था इधर से और इधर से पिंचर किए थे. तो वो वैसे सब अगर तुम्हारे पास क्रंचेस है तो काम आ सकते हैं, पर जो सीक्रेट कर रहा था स्टैंडर्ड 3-2 डिफॉल्ट खेल रहे थे या 3-2 डिफॉल्ट खेल रहे थे, उसके सामने अभी जेटा आराम आराम से खेल के मार दे रहा है, ऐसा कुछ ये नहीं है ना.
Chamber because he's so consistent.
Yeah, just think about it.
और कोई सवाल है गाइस ये गेम के बारे में तो पूछो, फिर आई डोंट थिंक मैं आज सेकंड गेम स्ट्रीम करने वाला हूँ, तो बताओ मेरे को. मिनी मैप पे देख के नहीं मारा. इसको लैस का शोल्डर दिखा, ठीक है, जेरेमी ने एक स्टेप आगे लिया था, इनवी ने, सॉरी, तो लैस को भी इनवी का शोल्डर दिखा, और सिंस इसके पास ऑफ है, ये थ्रू मारना ज्यादा इजियर है ना, तो उसने मार दिया. वो मिनी मैप में देख के नहीं मारा है. ओके, अगर और कोई सवाल नहीं है तो आई थिंक आज के लिए इतना ही गाइस. अपन स्ट्रीम करते रहेंगे, मैं और भी एनालिसिस स्ट्रीम करता हूँ. बीच में थोड़ा मैं खुद नहीं कर रहा था, थोड़ा ओवरलोड हो गया था मेरे लिए खुद के लिए एनालिसिस का, क्योंकि इतने गेम्स देख रहा था मैं भसड़ के लिए, वॉच माय बैक के लिए, कि मुझे और एनालिसिस करने का मन नहीं करता था. पर अभी और करेंगे, डोंट वरी. और क्या, और बेटर क्या कर सकती थी जेटा. ओके, इन टर्म्स ऑफ व्हाट जेटा कुड हैव डन बेटर, आई फील दे ऑलरेडी प्लेड अ रियली गुड गेम. पर जो उन्होंने एक राउंड वो फेक किया ये नियॉन वाला, ये काफी ऑब्वियस हो गया था मेरे लिए. लाइक आई थिंक यू इधर पुट इन मोर मैन पावर देयर, or else you don't do it that way. But I think on their attack they played pretty much a perfect game. There was nothing they could have done better. I feel वो eco round हारे वो unlucky है. They could have played that round better. On their defense, let me think. On their defense, I think जो third round था, that they could have played better. And anti-ecos. Like जब Jet के पास Blade Storm है, right? You should expect them to burst somewhere. And one of the most common bursts is Disyana, right? या तो Arcade से आना. So I think the anti-ecos they played, they could have played much better. Even the bonus round को भी मैं anti को गिनूंगा जो secret का bonus था. But apart from that, I think they played a great game on defense as well. Like if they converted the anti-ecos, they could have been easily a 13-3, 13-4 game. BBB का नेक्स्ट एपिसोड पैसिफिक के बाद अभी अपन वॉच माय बैक करेंगे जी का एपिसोड रिव्यू करेंगे जी का गेम रिव्यू करेंगे चलो थैंक यू गाइस फॉर ट्यूनिंग इन ढेर सारा प्यार आप लोगों को लव यू ऑल मिलता हूँ मैं कल मोस्टली वॉच पार्टी पे बाय बाय टेक केयर